Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the second installment of Zoom In on the Halal Metropolis. My name is Usman Khan. I'm with the Halal Metropolis team. For those who are new to the series, Zoom In on the Halal Metropolis is a video series where we take a closer look at how the Muslim communities of Southeast Michigan are coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. For returning viewers, thank you for joining us yet again. Today we'll be speaking to Hajjah Kecia Escoe, one of the artists who's been featured in our exhibition series and is also on the board of directors at the HUDA Clinic. Sister Kecia, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum.
So thank you so much for joining us. And I know you have these two sort of amazing parts, and we probably could speak forever, but I want to first maybe start off with you sort of as an artist and how you've been coping. I know you've been very busy in a very interesting way, and maybe you can tell us more about, as an artist during COVID, what have you been up to? We've enjoyed the quilts you've had at our exhibitions, but what else have you been up to?
Oh, okay. Well, COVID has been a blessing, believe it or not, because it gives us an opportunity to slow down and use our creativity and look in the environment to see, pull from our environment to be more creative. That's what's going on with me. In addition, I am in the process of renovating a building that I have for a quilting workshop slash studio slash semi museum. Um, so it's coming along pretty well. So I'm really excited about it. That's what I'm doing on the artistic side, and
Well, that's
putting some
cool.
quilts in contests and selling masks and bowls.
That sounds wonderful. And I know we're looking forward to some new work, hopefully coming up that we might be able to exhibit. But this
Yeah.
idea of also the workshops and the museum is really fascinating as well. I know you held quite a few workshops. That probably was put on hold. Uh,
Yeah.
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 Um, and how's the new building coming along?
It's a slow process. Alhamdulillah, it's coming along. I have some framing electrical work to be done still. And as soon as the weather breaks, inshallah, I'll be working on the exterior portion as far as landscaping and make it more appealing.
Inshallah, we look forward to that. And then as far as some quilts, what sort of new ideas have you been working on? I know we featured the kind of the Muslim family series and some older ones which are much more abstract. Any new kind of ideas you've been thinking about or working on as far as quilt?
Yeah, I'm working on a Hajj series right now.
Hmm.
It came to me right before COVID, but more intensified during COVID because Hajj was a little different this year.
Mhm, mhm.
So I'm just translating that whole process or the whole ritual of Hajj in a quilt form, in a
Mm.
series of quilts.
And is it?
Uh,
I know there's kind of the literal experiences of Hajj, but then you've had a personal experience. Are you sort of combining both of them in the way you're developing it, or?
well, not really, not really. My personal experience with Hajj was um, remarkably easy.
Okay.
It was serene. It was so easy. I felt like I was doing something incorrectly, but I met my obligations.
That's right.
I had people following me around, believing that I was a guide. I had brothers asking me to go forward instead of them going forward on the trains or talking to people. I've had people from different countries following me around, asking me if I'd been to Hajj before or if I'd lived there. So it was relatively easy. When you go to Hajj, people say that you discover yourself. Allah shows you who you are,
Well,
and
it seems like
He
Allah
did
did show
show.
you. Did.
Allah showed me who I was, and I wasn't willing to accept it.
Allah.
Being someone that a go-to person, basically. I had women going doing our tawafs, grabbing onto my waist and my ponytails, and just holding on tightly so I could guide them.
Hmm.
I wasn't really prepared for that, but all through my Hajj, I was just guiding others. So I had to accept that's who I am supposed to be outside of Hajj too.
Well, that's great. I mean, as they say, leaders are chosen, not they don't make them. They don't choose themselves. They're chosen. So,
No, I didn't want it.
well, hopefully, some of that stuff will also be somehow in that quilt. That's
Yeah, yeah,
in your
yeah.
position. Well, again, we look forward to this new quilt and or aspects of it. We'll of course keep
Yeah.
talking about that. The other I know aspect of your life is also you're a board member at the HUDA Clinic, and I'm just curious about kind of what you saw over the year under COVID with the community, and in particular at the clinic. Any stories or anything you'd like to share about that experience?
It's been an adjustment. We had to scale back our patients coming through.
Mm,
We had to comply with the state mandates, and social distancing. Um, it was a little rocky at first, but then we've accommodated many patients. It's been difficult,
mm,
and trying to maintain our funding to keep the clinic open. You know, we're always looking for funding from anyone who's willing to donate so that we can provide those services. We were looking at having COVID testing at the clinic as well to assist the community. And funding is always an issue.
mm, mm.
We are not stopping. COVID is just another hurdle that we all must get through, and we are a clinic, and we can't turn people away.
Right.
So this is what's been going on. You had lots of organizations closing down, but HUDA Clinic, by Allah's permission, will has continued, and to have as much publicity as possible to let people know that we are still open. Our hours are not as they were, but we still provide services for individuals.
Okay. Is the HUDA
Have to
Clinic
call and make an appointment.
at all involved with vaccination, or will be with vaccination?
We were looking into it. Since vaccinations are not that readily available, they go to major hospitals and senior citizens' homes right now. So we're trying to get into that arena or into that lane of providing them, but our goal is also to keep our volunteers and our employees safe, and we don't want to overtax them either. So it's a skeleton crew, but the crew is still there.
Well, alhamdulillah, I think the community is really grateful for the HUDA Clinic being there, and then all the efforts to keep it going.
Yeah.
Um, well, we're actually, funny enough, at time. So thank you, Sister Kecia, for speaking with us today. And thank you for all the efforts, both at the HUDA Clinic, but as an independent artist who's developing something that I think will be really fascinating, and both your own work, but this little building of yours that'll be a museum and a place for workshopping and letting the community also join in that making spirit. So thank you.
You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So, and if you're a listener and you have a story you would like to share with us or be featured on Zoom, please fill in the form link below, and wishing everyone safety and health. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.